Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here on a Sunday as we set up for match day 3 of Euro 2024 ahead of a huge, maybe even technically, physically, in time and space, the biggest Sorare game week that maybe we've ever had. And we're here for the Sorare Deadline Show. I'm Quinny, and I'm joined as ever, no matter what the day or the time, except for that one time. Harry Trades. Harry. Harry, how you doing?
Well, yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Doing well. Is this our first ever non-Friday? Well, my first ever non-Friday game week deadline show, I think. So yeah, nice to be here.
And fist bumps to everyone on arrival. We've got Sorare scouts and managers tuning in all at the last minute. Maybe some of them, Harry, are like, today? The deadline is today? What's going on? I think for the most avid players, I think a lot of the guys that are dropping fist bumps on arrival, hitting that like button on arrival as well, they know the script, they know the score. They are probably aware that we've got a deadline today. But we're coming into match day 3, Harry. I mean, you were just shooting the breeze and catching up on the Euros kind of match day 2, because as we know, the main party in town, the main show in town is Sorare Rivals and the European Championship special weekly competition thing that they've been running. I say special weekly, but it's, special tournament, I guess is probably the better way of putting it. And I'm feeling quite good about myself all of a sudden, because match day 1, I absolutely shat the bed big time. I didn't get any good scores on the board quite quickly. And I put myself at a bit of a disadvantage. But this game week, there's been a wee bit of a clawback. There's been a wee bit of a climb up with some of the scores I've been picking up. I've got a top goal scorer box as well that I've opened this morning and got my first little piece of essence, which was good fun. But I think this, we said it in the last deadline show. I was here solo, so it was but this was the only match day where we were going to have 3 games every day. And it was going to be like, a full run of get your best, shoot your best shot and go for it. I played safe so often with go with the big team, get the best value stack in, but that was definitely not the meta, Harry boy. You've had a bit of a different couple of days, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been used as the scapegoat, I think, in a couple of my leagues. Well, my members league specifically, I think we're nearly top 100. So I've been, I kind of volunteered to be the scapegoat and kind of go with the opposite of the meta. Like yesterday for the Belgium game, I went mainly Romania. Obviously didn't sort of play out the way I wanted it to, but yeah, you've kind of got to hedge your bets, I guess, at this point within your leagues, because if everyone's going for the same teams ish, you're running the risk of if it doesn't go right,
everyone falls.
It could be very detrimental, I think, to the stand-in. So yeah, I'm willing to take one for the team. For the greater good, I guess.
And your private league is absolutely killing it right now. You guys are up floating in amongst the top 100 or so.
Yeah, we were 95th at best. We're 101 right now. So yeah, we're in and around there. It'd be tough to maybe claw it all back, but like I was mentioning to you off going live, when there is less games, I think, and like the games are tighter in some ways, you're going to see some big swings, I think, in scores, because, unless you've covered everything, which you can do, I guess, to a degree within your league. Yeah, if something can go really wrong at some stage for some of these leagues. So you've just got to hope that you don't get it wrong on those times that they do, type of thing. So yeah, it's going to make for some really fun viewing over these next couple of weeks.
Yeah, especially coming into this game week, because as I kind of touched on there just before we came on, but we are in match day 3 now. And what happens in match day 3 of every international tournament, the World Cup, the Euros, everything, is that whoever's in the same group as each other, they play at the same time. And just television-wise, it just tends to be now that it's one group per day, just to kind of get the most filling out of it, which we're all here for, of course. But that means every day there's now only 2 games. And it means the match day is 6 days long, because we've got 6 groups, A to F. And it's a bit of a different dynamic to what we had in match day 2. So if you're maybe sitting there thinking, what's Harry, I don't really see that. Well, we've got a game less. They're all kicking off at the same time. And like I say, it's going to be do or die. So between your 2 games, if you can't break a high score over that day, then your day score is just going to... Because these last match days as well, some teams might rotate. Some teams might be even overperforming what we've seen so far in this tournament, absolutely throwing the kitchen sink at it, as it were. And there's going to be a lot of different variables and unforeseens, even though the deadline for the Rivals comps is kick-off of the game or whatever, but there's still going to be stuff in the match, early subs and, whatever else might happen, So it's
I was just
a very different one.
checking Tuesday, Wednesday, Quinny. We've got 4 games each day.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how they make up, because there's not 6 days in this game week. So
Hold on.
France, Netherlands, England, and Denmark all play on the Tuesday, and then another 4 games on the Wednesday. No games at all on the Thursday. Well, for this game week specifically, but the other 2 days, like you said, there's only 2 games a day. So those 2 days will be interesting. Those 2 days are where the massive scores are going to be in rivals, because you've got 4 hits basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I didn't see it. I could have sworn I went and looked at this and it was one group per day.
Changed, but
23, 24, 25. Oh no, there's a bunch of 25 there, and 26, of course. Interesting. But yeah, we're on a Sunday, and then the next game week will be on the Thursday. That'll be the next deadline show. We'll be on for the 27th.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why that. I don't know why that didn't sit in my mind properly. But yeah, it's kind of half the case then. So yeah, there'll be a wee bit of hardcore mode for the first couple of days, and then maybe it gets a wee bit easier way. But you only do get 4. You only can play 3 attempts. So in the match days where there is 4 games, there's going to be a game where you can't roll, you can't play for.
Is that
you're only allowed maximum 3. Yep. That was definitely in the rules and the breakdown and whatnot.
Surely that doesn't make. Surely they'll have to change that, because
I think that's part of the game. I think that's part of the strategy.
What, like not like sit one out type of thing?
Yeah. What one do you not take? Because I'm looking at it there. So Poland, France, Holland, Austria, Denmark, Serbia, and England, Slovenia. It's 4 games, and it's like, what one's going to be the lowest scoring game? That's a decision. And then the final day, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine, Belgium, Czech, Turkey, Georgia, Portugal. So that's a day that feels like there's going to be a banana skin in it, in terms of the game you sit. There's a good chance you miss a good one because 100%. They're quite hard to call. Belgium, Ukraine could be the worst game of the day. Really.
It's tough, isn't it? It's all about where they're standing, obviously, isn't it? At the end of the day, like these third games, like sometimes it means a lot to some teams and nations, and some obviously like a Portugal maybe, and whoever else is qualified. France, is it? No, not France. I can't remember who, but the other 2, Netherlands,
Germany.
Like Germany. Sorry, as well. Like, yeah, it's obviously going to mean a little bit less, and that then has a consequence on who actually plays or who starts that game. So yeah, that's the only horrible thing about these third place playoffs in some ways. Like you can kind of know, like the last 2 game weeks, I think kind of predicting teams for most of them, most of the nations have been like relatively okay. This one is going to be the toughest by a country mile, I think.
Yeah, it's also match day 3, so some squads, like obviously like Scotland have felt quite a hard injury in Tierney, but some squads out there will be like managing the group, as it were, in terms of start the best team in air quotes maybe for the first 2 games, and then even regardless of the results, because not that many of them are over the line, but the plan might be to use some other players in the squad for this match, or because of the opponent, or whatever. There's a few different bobs going on there. But the matchup stab overall has a wee bit more of a Copa America riding high there. Brazil, Costa Rica, and is that America, Bolivia?
Yeah, America. Yeah, America played Bolivia today. 2 above 80%, which is massive, isn't it? I don't think we've seen that yet for a few weeks since the Euros have started. So yeah, expect some potentially big scores there. But it's tournament football and stuff, like it's never as fruitful as you kind of wish it is. I don't think. I'm not saying they're not going to go out and win these games, but like you expect hundreds from everyone there, right? With those type of win percentages and clean sheet percentages and whatever. But yeah, things go left when you think they'll go right sometimes. And yeah, I'm banking on them doing well. But yeah, those are the big ones this weekend, coupled with obviously France playing Poland are the only team that are out of the Euros already, I think.
Yeah, absolutely immense as they've been, So yeah, I've seen that, but I'm like, but France haven't been. Is this the game France really rinse it and turn up? Do you think, or does France haven't?
Yeah, I think so. I know they haven't been good.
Brazil and America look quite good there in Uruguay, but France is maybe a wee bit of a false top 5. But maybe like France really do have the potential, don't they?
I think it's more like Poland that absolutely mince. Like, I'm not saying the France aren't good, but like because France have come and played very pessimistically so far, and they really like choosing to play like Rabiot at left wing and stuff. I'm not saying he didn't play well, but like they've gone really defensive. So I think they could batter them there because Poland literally have nothing to play for, so they could just toss that off completely, really, couldn't they?
Yeah,
which is a worry if you've not got French players.
But again, like you never know, just for the way some of the games we've already seen have went, and just international football in general. Like when you write a team off, like although Poland know their tournament's over, they'll definitely be thinking, like, let's just show them, let's go for it. They'll give a good 10 minutes, and then if depending on how it goes from there, they could just obviously fall apart or whatever. But it's a funny one. I don't know, but I don't see it happening. But
yeah, it's isn't it?
I felt that, but with the surprise teams we've had, they've always been teams that have been almost completely written off by the neutral prior to kickoff, if you know what I mean. So that's,
yeah.
So it's just that wee kind of deja vu that's ringing in the back of my mind now. We've got a lot of China teams here. I see Palmeiras there as well, before we get to England, Portugal, Spain, Argentina. And actually just seeing Spain there, I remember saying to you on match day 1 that I think Spain will beat Albania by the most amount of goals of anyone in that group. And that might not seem like that bad of a prediction right now, because Albania have given us, definitely some headlines out of this tournament by how close they've came. And I just had to double check. Yeah, picking the draw up against Croatia was obviously something no one's seen them get. And like Spain are in, they're done.
Spain,
but
yeah,
I
don't know.
Funny one. No goals conceded yet for Spain.
I know they're looking really good, aren't they? They've got to be up there in your top threes to try and win it right now on paper. But like they'll heavily rotate in this game. Not to say that won't affect much. Like they should probably comfortably still win it. But like they'll definitely that front sort of six will definitely be Rodri's suspended for one, so there's a big one out of the reckoning. But yeah, there'll be lots of rotations. Like Pedri probably won't start. Couple of the wingers, Nico and Yamal could probably Olmo come in, Alex Biner. There'll be a few rotations there, which we'll get into. So maybe it doesn't even look that crazy on the leaderboards realistically because of that, which is not a bad thing for those who obviously don't have Spain players. But similar for Portugal, I think there's obviously Leao suspended. They'll be definitely giving chances to Inacios and Antonio Silvas of the world in that game. Not to say Georgia are pushovers, but they're obviously Portugal are through, right? So there's not much on it for them realistically. And then, it's England, right? Like we're back to England. So again, there'll definitely be things changing in that team as well. Maybe not rotations per se, more just like, on merit, this guy should be playing ahead of this guy type of thing. I've seen Kane fitness issues potentially.
I heard that in the radio driving in, his back problems or something.
I don't know. That obviously doesn't sound great, does it? So I don't know. There'll definitely be things changing in that England side. And then Germany apparently playing full strength, like Soshik is saying there. So that one shocks me in a way. Like I really thought Germany would have. Like
it's momentum, isn't it? It's keeping in that groove of churning out a couple of goals, and like we've seen, I think it was it maybe Haber? I can't remember who it was, but I seen someone tweeting out saying like work's coming off at 60 minutes of the game is brutal, So there's like a real minute management going on with their squad, even though the starting 11 stayed the same.
100%. I reckon if they are going to play the same team, I would not be surprised if there's 45-minute subs. Like regardless of how that game, is at halftime. Like if it's 0-0. I still think there'll be a couple, maybe one or two, like Musiala, maybe Wirtz, however it's going. Like, what's the point risking them? Because you've got to think, he's momentum this, momentum that, but like, if one of them gets injured, there's no fucking momentum left. Do you know what I mean? And it only takes a stupid challenge or something, because Switzerland playing for much, I still think they can obviously go through, right? So,
Switzerland are basically through, but depending on if Germany stuffed them, obviously Scotland are going to hopefully try and go and get a win. Like Germany would really need to stuff them, but it could technically flip around where Switzerland was finishing third and Scotland in second. I think at this point it's probably a good stage to just slide over and have a look at the groups, how they're sitting, because this is the last game and whatever. And we do start off tonight with Germany and Switzerland, like we just mentioned there, and Scotland versus Hungary. Switzerland and Germany are both through. Like that's kind of there at the moment. I don't think Switzerland are going to lose by 3-4 goals, and Scotland then win by 2 or 3 goals. I don't think those stars will quite align. I think it will finish as we see it here. Hopefully for us, especially. But yeah, this is also an interesting kind of element of all this. Is the top 4 third place teams go through. So the 2 worst third place teams is basically the easier way to try and identify it. I've got a lot of work to do. So Scotland at -4 goal difference. By winning the game, obviously you increase your goal difference. But I think a 1-0 win, maybe, or 2-1, by 1 goal, puts you on -3. And that's maybe, as we'll see with some of the other groups, maybe a tricky spot to be in. Group B, as we've just mentioned there about Spain, no goals conceded, perfect record so far. Playing Albania, who on a -1 goal difference coming into this, and Croatia on a -3, same points for them, having drawn and lost the game respectively. Croatia playing Italy. Italy not guaranteed anything either. If if Croatia were to beat them, for example, somehow Albania get the victory against Spain or whatever, so it's Spain are the only ones comfortable here, aren't they?
Yeah, big time. I mean, Italy haven't looked that convincing either, and obviously Croatia probably in the similar vein. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Battle of the boring nations, isn't it? Croatia and Italy this tournament so far.
Yeah. So if Croatia and Italy draw, Croatia could finish third on 2 points.
Wow. Yeah.
But that's not going to be enough to save them.
Right. Because on SofaScore they have a third place teams list, if that makes sense. So you can see who are where. Scotland are dead last right now in that third place situation because of goal difference.
And then here we've got England essentially through at this stage, failing any mad car crash situation that could happen. They're playing Slovenia, I think we've seen in that game there as well. Who, again, Denmark could lose to Serbia. Serbia finish on 4, Denmark are in 2, and then England, whatever happens in their game, they're probably finishing top, even with 5 points. Even if it was a worst case scenario with a draw, I'd even put Denmark out. In fact, Slovenia getting a draw if Serbia won. So this one's still right up in the air. Denmark, Serbia should be tasty.
Charlie said it's head-to-head over goal difference, by the way. So
cool. So, no, on the free basis. So your win percentage and stuff like that, or your win draw loss record.
I'm not sure what he's referring to, but I'm guessing it's to do with the third, because otherwise,
in terms of finishing in the group, because you don't really have a head-to-head against other groups. And if you finish
that's what I'm thinking.
The points can only be win, loss, and draw once. So it must be for finishing third. So in terms of there's been a lot of draws in this, so there's not really anyone splitting the head-to-head on they beat this team in match day 1.
Right.
So maybe it's another group he's referring to. Maybe it's this. Yeah.
Yeah. Gaz is on my page, Quinny. Get over to SofaScore. So much better, mate. So much better.
I can get that as well. That's no problem. But I've got these groups here anyway. So, that's totally up in the air in that one. And then for Group D, Holland and France both on 4. It's hard to imagine it doesn't quite stay that way with Poland being totally out. But Austria, won't be writing themselves off coming into the last game and getting an automatic or getting a better placed spot, is it where?
Yeah, they got a chance. Well, I mean, already on 3 points is not a bad start. But it'd be tough against the Netherlands. They might sneak a draw. If they sneak a draw, that's funky then for Netherlands. No, because Netherlands will be on 5, yeah. Yeah, they got to beat Netherlands. Otherwise, there's just no chance.
Yeah.
Realistically. And
then this is the group that nobody knows how it's going to finish.
This one's mad, isn't it? There's always one. And to be fair, you could have saw this one coming. You could have seen this being quite even going into the last game, just because maybe not the Romania win, but the other 3 getting results. You could obviously see that. That one's mad, actually mental. So Ukraine, Belgium's massive.
Yeah.
Wonder what happens there. Because if they draw, they'll both be on 4 points each. And then the other 2, they could all end up on 4 points, which is mental. Quite comfortably.
Wow. Yeah. That's with a draw in this last game. So it'll finish the way it sits in the now based on the head-to-head thing we were just chatting about. Yeah. I'm guessing that's why it separates it at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It would say exact same, I think.
There we
that's
go.
mental.
There's a wee third place one. I've got that ready for after the last group, which is Portugal, who are through. How I seen somebody talking about how we're meant to now pronounce it. How are we meant to pronounce it now?
What
Is
is
it really
it
that
not
different?
Turkey?
Turkey or something? I don't know, but
Really? Come on
that's
now.
why they're spelling it like this everywhere. So they don't want to be called Turkey anymore.
So Turbo's after me again. Fucking hell.
And then we've got Czech Republic and Georgia. And again, this group is, with the exception of Portugal, is still totally wide open. Portugal playing Georgia in the last game, but Turkey, Czech Republic, that could go either way really in a one-off game. You think Turkey will have too much for them probably, but
Yeah.
might not be, you know.
Yeah, if Ardagula's not fully fit, that's a massive cog in anything they do attacking wise, nullified. So hopefully he's okay. But apparently, like, he's in a but. I know he came off the bench yesterday, but he didn't warm up at all at halftime. Like on paper, he shouldn't have really come on in that game yesterday, knowing it was 3-0 as well. Like, it didn't really make too much sense knowing that he was quite hurt apparently. So hopefully he recovers in time for that massive game against the Czechs. But it'd be interesting to see what Portugal do as well.
And I think half the reason I didn't really look for this up in the first place, again, is I look at it, like the actual teams that are sitting third could change a lot, even
right.
Yeah, like Albania could become Croatia, and yada yada. We've just looked at all the
but the
groups.
3-pointers are kind of like set in stone in a way. Not definitely, but you know what I mean. Like,
I think Austria are cool, because Poland aren't going to take them out of it, but everyone else kind of, with the exception of Scotland. Oh, if Hungary beat us, they then finish third on 3 points.
Right. Yeah. It's fucking mental.
So it's
mental.
It's going to be helter-skelter the whole way through it. And I think on that note, we can go and get some predicted lineups, because we do have a Sorare deadline to get ready for, where we need to submit our teams for the Euro Special Weekly and caps and everything else in between. And the first game we've got up is Germany against Switzerland. Switzerland have played, I think Mbolo's going to come in for this one. I was going to say basically the same team every game, but that's one change a game. I forget who started the first. Was it Dua? And then Shaqiri started against Scotland. And then in this game, it looks like Mbolo is going to start. So, but outside of that, it's the exact same 11. And you kind of know what you're getting with the Swiss.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of when, isn't it, with them? When they kind of concede against Germany, realistically, if Germany are going full strength, you'd have to fancy Germany, even though Switzerland have a few decent boys in there. Lots of Bundesliga players as well. I just can't see it being enough.
I think with this kind of Switzerland team, but gives Germany is like, there's probably not that many chances actually inside the box. I think they'll be quite hard to come by. And that, this could be a game where you take Sommer over Neuer very comfortably. A couple of shots from edge of the box, diving saves and stuff like that.
100%.
But yeah, that could be a good one. But yeah, say Germany team kind of picks itself, as does Switzerland. But if you've got Mbolo, I'm not too sure what his L15 looks like or whatever, if that even matters actually at this point, wait for rivals. But yeah, that's the only kind of change there. And with Scotland, sorry, on you go.
I was going to say they got Shaqiri at 10%. That can't be right. Scored the fucking equaliser last game.
Yeah, but he's not high energy, and maybe he's. I get the start him over anyone else and then swap them around later on. But we'll check.
I can see why you wouldn't start per se, but Jesus, 10%'s a little bit low.
Mm-hmm.
Where's even 2 on there? I can't even see his name.
Let me check.
They've got him at 0%. Sorry, I was going to say that's fucking mental. 0%.
Yeah, it's the same kind of everywhere else. No, well, they've got no. Sorry, I take that back. They've got him playing over Ndoye.
Yeah, that makes sense.
On Sorare inside, but Ndoye's been one of their best players. Like, I don't see that.
He's been decent, hasn't he?
Ndoye's brilliant.
He's more of a winger, isn't he?
Yeah, for Bologna, he's like a kind of attacking wing back. I wouldn't even say full back, but like high energy big man. So I can't imagine he drops out. So yeah, I guess time will tell. But I wouldn't be starting Shaqiri if he's this questionable. I would be annoyed at how upset this would make me on playing Ndoye if you're planning on playing him in a big team. But otherwise, as I say, I
don't think you can play any Switzerland player in a big team realistically against Germany anyway. If they were against your boys, maybe joking.
Now, I've just seen Shankland on at 60% for this. Now, I don't know where that's came from. I've tried to keep myself up to speed with all the developments and whatnot, and I don't know why Shankland is on 60% here, if Adams has maybe been reported to get a wee bang or a knock or something. But after Adams really stepping his game up against Switzerland, I would be quite surprised to see this from the start. I get it. I think Shankland... I think like we're going to have more possession against Hungary than we've probably had, or definitely than we've had in the group stage so far. But I do find that surprising, to be honest with you. I don't know why we'd be doing... I think Shankland and Adams in this game, whether they start or come off the bench, both will feature. And given that this is like a cup final situation, it probably doesn't really change the SO5 outlook for you too much. But again, I'd find that that kind of unknown element a bit annoying. The back three does pick itself, and what I do think is good for any Scotland kind of stack or cards, whatever, is trying to get two of those centre backs together with the goalkeeper, because like we should have a good amount of possession. These guys are all going to be going up for aerial duels and like clearing headers and that kind of stuff. But there are also two or three of them, maybe even just one, but like getting the thick end of 100 passes out the defence is going to be quite possible on this one. And then from there, you're just trying to get the goal scorers in midfield. So I don't think it's going to be that high scoring, although I'd love it to be. Andy Robertson's the man, obviously. We're waiting for McGinn to happen. McTominay and McGregor came to life in the last match. And Billy Gilmore was really good. So I do think this is like the team picks itself. The striker thing is it's maybe still a coin toss is the way to think of it. But I would still be imagining Adam starts this. Because, yeah, like looking at the Hungary team, I think we fancy ourselves to have possession in this one.
I don't know. See, they had 50% possession against Switzerland, which is marginally smaller than what you got. You had 48, not that there's much in it, but
yeah,
I don't know. They only lost 2-0 to Germany, lost 5-1.
I think we could have had that kind of number against Germany, but if we'd actually had our heads, everyone in Scotland against Germany was like headless chickens. Like nobody was.
Can't really count that game.
Nobody was coherent at all, whereas Hungary were,
Yeah, I'd be shocked if you have more possession than them, if I'm being honest.
Interesting.
I think it'll be very, very equal. Just judging off how, to be fair, you and Hungary both had very similar possessions against Germany. I know you can disregard the Germany game in some way for Scotland being the first game, but yeah, I'd be very shocked if you were like 70-30, genuinely. 60-40, maybe, I reckon.
No, 55-45 will do me.
Yeah, that'll work, yeah. Especially if you can get especially those centre-backs getting like final third passes and stuff. As long as that can come in, like, threading Andy Robertson in or whatever and letting him whip it in. There's definitely an area where that works, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. And then we get to what will be tomorrow then. We've got Croatia versus Italy, which is like a real do or die for Croatia. Like, this is embarrassing for them, Budimir looks to get the start, as does Sucic over Brozovic. Has Brozovic been the worst Saudi League player at the tournament?
No, him or Milinkovic-Savic, I would say. I'd say Milinkovic-Savic. Yeah, maybe get to the crown, potentially. Well, actually, Mitrovic? Mitrovic hasn't been good.
Yeah, fair. The Serbs have basically been enjoying themselves over there, haven't they?
Yeah, it's too cushy over there, isn't it? Like, what are we playing for? Like,
yeah,
100%.
And Brozovic as well. So yeah, as a top three from that kind of part of Europe. So fair enough. But yeah, Sucic came off the bench and looked pretty tidy in the Albania game. I thought Croatia were really backs against the wall stuff, and he definitely looked high energy when he came on. But Kramaric has been doing good. And again, like Kramaric. But we always struggle to see him turn up in big games at international level. So I don't know if someone like Pastelic or Budimir might be more the play for this one. But yeah, they've got to do something. In Italy, we don't have a team here. Let's go and see if we've got a team somewhere else. We do. We've got a team here. Italy, kind of flattered to deceive. The first game, everyone's talking about aura and clipping up pictures of Calafiore with Maldini and everything else, and then match day 2, not such the case. And this Italy team, like as we said, isn't that convincing, but it does have a few jewels in it, that could make it all work. Like the likes of Pellegrini, Chiesa, Cambiasso coming into this team, I think is a big change, a big upgrade, by the way, in at left back. And Skamaka's not really happened yet. We're just mentioning Mitrovic to kind of target forwards, even Vlahovic. It's not been too much of an impact from some of those guys.
Yeah.
That's a decent enough team, isn't it?
It's a good team. Yeah, it is a good team. They've got some killers in there on their day. Barella, Chiesa, obviously, Pellegrini. It just hasn't obviously really clicked, is it? And I don't know. I foresee a really, really dull game against Croatia. Like both teams will really not want to lose that game, probably resulting in some sort of draw, maybe a ball draw, which obviously would be good for clean sheet situations. But yeah, I'd struggle to see a lot of goals in that game. I'd love there to be, just from an entertainment standpoint, but I just don't see who's going to really score them, honestly.
Yeah. I think one thing that was kind of lost on me coming into this tournament was the fact that it isn't Mancini in charge anymore. It is Spalletti. And Spalletti's great and all the rest of it, but, it's not like it's not the same pair of hands guidance. It's not like Deschamps at France, where, there's so much, like, no surprises happen. Like, you really know kind of what he's all about and how the team's built and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Spalletti has been a different Italy in some regard. And then we've got Albania against Spain, which is a really funny one, like you mentioned, because Albania are in cup final, make history mode. In Spain, they're not going to have their feet up necessarily, but look at that for a front three. Olmo, Oyarzabal, and Torres. I might actually need to redo my team. I might need to redo my team.
Quinny's off, lads. He's found his dream job. He's done. That is a front three of Quinny's dreams, I'm telling you.
That's a good one.
That is amazing.
So I might need to redo something. But yeah, I'm definitely going to need to redo something for sure. So that's interesting. But again, you wouldn't write that Spain team off, even fully rotated, like Ferran Torres, Oyarzabal. These guys all love decisive actions. They're all like effective players. Yeah.
They're like, why aren't I starting type of thing. Like, let me show you why, should be in with a shout of being in the mix. And that is literally a fully rotated team, bar maybe the keeper and Laporte who played last game.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is obviously a bench player from the first two. So yeah, they'll have a massive point to prove. Like, don't get me wrong, there will be a lack of cohesion. What do you say? Sorry.
Grimaldo point to prove as well.
Grimaldo as well. Yeah. Not having a minute yet, by the way, which is a bit mad. I know Cucurella obviously just a dual monsters and he just loves the tackle and he's just high energy and he's the complete opposite to a Grimaldo. Like I can see why you'd want to use a Grimaldo in the first two games to, get through and get 6 points in a tournament. Like it makes complete sense to me. Grimaldo's the type of player that you need a bit of quality maybe in the last 30. It's 0-0 and whatever in the group state. Sorry, in the knockout stages and stuff. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how he gets on, Grimaldo.
Yeah, so this should be a fun one for me now. All of a sudden, which is some buzz. So yeah, vamos for tomorrow night.
Vamos España.
Vamos in España, indeed. And the Dutch team is one that there's definitely a lot of question marks going around now. Is it Depay? Is it Weghorst? There's been a bit of debate and debacle going on around that over the last couple of days. Brobbey is the second listed player here as well. I don't even know if he's in the conversation, but that's maybe the only question mark coming into this. It feels like Frimpong and Simons both starting together as like the way forward for them after the last match. Although, it wasn't perfect, but it looked better than Simons has looked. And you want Frimpong on the pitch, obviously. So Holland could be really dangerous in this one with looking to just basically finish top more than anything.
Yeah. Austria, no mugs of mind, are they? Let's be honest. Like, full Bundesliga team, basically.
Yeah.
With, yeah. I don't know. Holland have looked really good, to be fair, considering they nearly turned over France, realistically, didn't they? Let's be honest. If Simon's goal counts, and we all say what a victory, what a game, what a win, and whatever.
How criminal was that, by the way?
I know it's tough, isn't it? Because he's never going to get there, but it's the whole let him get there and let's see type of thing, right? That's kind of the.
But he didn't even dive. See if he dived and he clattered into him. Different story.
Right, but you could argue he didn't dive because he was there, right? That is the argument. That's the whole point. And he's offside, so it's like I don't know which one actually rules the rule. Is it because he's offside and he's impeding, or is it because he's just impeding? Pretty sure it's the offside one as well. But I'm no referee. But Van Dijk's looked amazing, by the way. Like just like from a defensive standpoint, like he is an absolute rock for them and has been for a while, obviously. But Bart made some wicked saves. Like he's been immense. The De Vrij is the surprise one, isn't he? Really, as far as like selection wise, we all thought it could have been Blin maybe somewhere, and Ake Van Dijk as the centre backs, and obviously hasn't been the case.
Ake's missing international as well, isn't he?
Yeah, big time, and he loves a decisive of some sort, and you just don't know what it's going to be, which is not a bad thing. Whether it's going to be a last man tackle, clearance off the line, assist, goal. He's he can do it all, can't he?
Yeah. The chat's kind of an agreement. It's a wee bit of robbery, wee bit against the sentiment of the game and all the rest of it.
I agree.
I just couldn't believe. Like, I know the rule, and like if he is in front of the keeper, or like it's a very valid rule. I'm all about that. But I did feel like he wasn't even in the consideration of the goalkeeper. Really, like I don't think he didn't dive, having seen him in his periphery or anything like that. I think he just dived knowing that he wasn't going to get it, or he thought it wasn't on target, kind of thing. So again, you're trying to read somebody's mind, and that's probably where it becomes subjective and all the rest of it. But yeah, this could be a really high scoring game for the Dutch. Again, like, with that kind of injustice still kind of burning in the camp. Denzel de Vries loves an international game as well. And yeah, like Austria are going to have an open match with them. There's no two ways about it. Austria, I don't think, come into this game and just sit in and have a bore fest or whatever. If they don't rotate, which they're not on for doing at all, they're playing the same team again. They're going to, do what they've been doing, and that kind of plays in for Holland to have some fun in this match as well. So it could be quite an exciting one for both. We mentioned France-Poland, on paper the best one-sided fixture of the weekend, or of the game week, I beg your pardon. Lewandowski back into start, Urbaninski, Piakowski, Zielinski in midfield there. Modder in on this one as well. No Buxa from the start, no Piantic from the start, although these guys have been scoring goals for them. So interesting, I guess, is maybe the only word for it. Frankowski, I've seen getting some headlines. And then France, Killian is back.
Yeah, that's the big one, isn't it? I guess, knowing that game was probably after the disallowed goal, it was going to end 0-0. It was one of them where there was no point really risking him, I think. And this is probably the perfect place for him to probably come out, scar-free or injury-free, maybe on the old nose, and maybe pick up a few decisives. I mean, they've been lacking, haven't they, really? I think Griezmann probably should have scored about 10 goals last game. Rabiot, I don't know what he was doing for that one where he squared it to him, just fucking shoot. That was a weird one, really weird. But Kante's been player of the tournament for them so far, if we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
He's been a standout. I think 2 man of the matches in two. Too many coming back being back, is a big one. Dembele's looked an absolute shadow of him. Not that he's ever always amazing, because he's just hot and cold, isn't he? But Dembele hasn't been it either. I know it's only 2 games, but I'm not even talking goals and assists. I just mean him as a player. I think he tried to take Ake down the wing a couple of times, runs out of play a lot. I don't know. He's just not seeming like the Dembele that we're kind of used to seeing in spurts, So hopefully it comes maybe.
Yeah. It's definitely been a big disappointment. I've seen the Stoichkov clip being resurfaced. If any of you haven't seen it, you'll be able to find it. The Stoichkov goes through all his stats at Barca when he's left for PSG, and he's just like, fuck you, Dembele, basically. So, there's that. Serbia-Denmark, man, low-key, probably could be the best game of the match day on paper for the neutral. 2 really good sides, both still got everything to play for. I think the Denmark team does kind of pick itself back in on this one, it looks like. And Victor Christensen of Bologna. This is the kind of element I was thinking about earlier, where it's I think we've seen Ba start the first game, not the second, and so on and so forth. So I think that's maybe been a plan the Denmark managers had throughout the group stage, is to play one wing back different every match and rotate them around and whatever, because they're all kind of first choice level, and he just wants to keep them all available for whatever one he wants to use. But otherwise, the back 3, the front 2, the middle 3, it's been quite consistent in that kind of all those central positions. So I guess you kind of know what you're going to get from them in terms of AA potential. Serbia, but have been weird, haven't they?
Yeah, weird team, aren't they? Really strange. They've not really had a standout, have they? We're being honest. Front 2 has been shocking. Tadic came in halftime, didn't he, in that second game and looked okay. Came in the first game, started the second game, looked okay. But your boy Ivan Ilic with a nice little 95th minute decisive up the boy.
Won the Ilic.
Kostic obviously going down injured after Bellingham scared him. Made him shit himself, didn't he? Walked off the pitch. And then back three. I mean, Pavlovic did look good second half against Saka. I'll give him that. Milenkovic has looked okay. Velovic, or however you pronounce it. I don't even know who did he play for. Bremen. Can't really tell from the picture, but they've just been disappointed, haven't they? Not that they've got like that much going for them as like a team, but like Noah SMS, as we mentioned, he's played a few, but looks like he's completely out here. Whether that's suspension or just merit, I don't know. But either way, he's not playing. They've probably been the most disappointing, I would say, for me. Maybe Ukraine, but even though they won their last game, so yeah, they shouldn't be in that conversation. I'd say these have been like the worst performing team if we're talking like the players they have type of thing. For me, worst team that I've watched, and from a results perspective, shocking.
Yeah, so maybe that all changes in the last match. England, you would think listening to them that it's the end of the world and they're finishing bottom of their group and everything else, which, I kind of get and understand. Southgate is definitely shown a proper ineptitude with some of this stuff, just his chat. I was going to bring it up when you seen them on the matchups tab earlier, but like the whole Calvin Phillips thing, like, wow, like how does that come out your mouth really at this stage of the situation? It looks like Conor Gallagher is going to come in alongside Rice ahead of Alexander Arnold here. Otherwise, the team basically remains the same, which is, just looks to be the way. And they don't need the points necessarily. They need a wee bit of protection against a car crash of a set of results, but they just need to really get a groove on in this game, don't they? And give them some confidence before the next match. Because if they just about bump and scrape and just crawl over the line with this game, then it doesn't bode well for them for the rest of the tournament.
No, not being English has been quite nice recently over the last couple of days. Seeing everything sort of, like you said, it feels like the sky's falling right for them. But in reality, they've still got 4 points and they're unbeaten. So, objectively, they're doing fine. I mean, performance-wise, you could argue that, it hasn't been good for them for, a magnitude of reasons. I think the trend thing's got to stop for now. Like, it just hasn't worked. I mean, I seen Sam Time mention it on a podcast saying, like, the fact that Southgate called it an experiment. Like, they're at a major tournament. Like, you can't be, that's not the time for experiments, Mr. Gareth, is it? Like, it just isn't. And for them to go wrong as well. Not wrong, I wouldn't say he's been bad, Trent, but he hasn't been like that effective, if we're being completely honest. So, I think they need to just realize that you can't play players out of position and expect the world from them. Like, we've seen Foden's been effective once he came in the middle, once he started coming in on his left foot and whatever and getting shots off. He got hit the post last game, but not from the left. Like, he's just not a left winger. I think they need pace, because the only outlet there, I know Gallagher's got legs, but like the only outlet that runs in behind is literally Saka.
Yeah.
Kane won't and Foden doesn't. Yeah, okay, Gallagher now, Ballard. Like that the middle three now has legs. Like there is legs there. They're not going to set up like this in like a 4-3-3 realistically. More of like a 4-4-1-1. No, 4-4-1-4-1 technically. Yeah, like with Rice behind Bellingham and Gallagher doing his running. So, but mate, like I've been impressed with Sesko. Not that he's scored any goals or anything, but like, have you seen some of his strikes and stuff? Like he's been very unlucky to not get a goal. They've got your boy in goals. Jacob Biol has been really good at the back. I'm not saying they're going to beat England. Like, don't get me wrong, but they've got threats. Like, let's not kid ourselves. They do have threats. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park for England. Knowing like Slovenia will know, well, obviously, like how they played against Denmark last game, and it wasn't that convincing. So,
like Sesko could beat Pickford,
easily. Like he's got an unbelievable. Yeah, like Irby saying there, his ball striking is elite. That one shot he had off the bar, maybe it come off the post. It was ridiculous. Like the keeper literally can't remember if it was. Might have been Schmeichel. I don't remember, but it was an unbelievable strike. So you give him half a yard around the box, and he has the capability to punish. Charlie says screams 0-0. It does. It screams 0-0 or Slovenia nick it for me. I think England are going to be so defensive. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
No, of course.
And then we've got Ukraine versus Belgium, the game that coming into this when we seen the groups, you'd probably think, oh, both teams will be on. I did anyway. Both teams will be on 6
just
points. This will be, rotation central, nothing to play for.
100%, mate. 100%.
Could have been further from the truth. Doku's starting to get some headlines written about him. Lukaku persists in attack. I think this whole team has been quite consistent throughout the group stage, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been interesting. I watched bits of yesterday's game. I was doing something, so I didn't watch it all. But Lukaku's been really unlucky to obviously not get a goal. He had a couple disallowed, hasn't he, so far? Obviously, Trossard didn't start last game, right? So they played Luka Bacchio, who I think got yellow carded. I don't know whether that means he's actually out or not, but he's not predicted to play here. So I can't imagine he played very well yesterday. Trossard came on. De Bruyne is obviously, the main man. Tielemans took his goal well. Trying to think. Vertonghen's fit now, so that's a big thing for them. I think he was a bit of a surprise to start yesterday. And then, Theate playing out of position realistically, but can still obviously do a job. They're looking pretty solid. Onana can cover lots of ground. This Ukraine team, I don't know if it has enough to sort of penetrate that Belgium team, honestly. Like, they do have, we know they have good players. Dovbyk hasn't been at it, though, for being honest. Mudrik's looked okay in glimpses, hasn't he, as he always does. He'll run past 10 players and then obviously putting in Rosette. And I don't know, like Saganikov didn't even feature last game, which I'm hearing was a bit of an injury worry type of situation, because I was very shocked to see that he didn't play at all, even though he wasn't that good in the first game. So, they really need Zinchenko, Sudakov to really step up this game. Who was the boy? The Mykola Sharapenko. He was the one that lit up last game. He had 2 decisives. I think he's pretty young as well. They've got creators. Like, they've got things that can happen. But are Belgium just going to dominate possession to the point where, it kind of nullifies Ukraine's ability to kind of, move up the field unless it is a counter? I don't know. I do worry for Ukraine here.
I think this could be a game of goalkeepers, to be honest with you, because Trubin the wall or, Castile's
the Saudi wall.
So, but it is all about, Dovbyk hasn't looked at. Yaremchuk took his goal really well in the first game, and Saganikov in the first game was mince. So I didn't really read too much into it, to be honest with you. But I didn't know about the injury knock or whatever. But I could see him coming in for this game because it is do or die. Throw the best team at it. But Zinchenko will be really important. Mudryk, again, I just think what you always get from him is just what his raw ability is. Like, if I was to inhabit Mudryk's body, I could do everything he's doing. If you know what I mean, he's just a really fast guy. If you know what I mean,
give me his legs, please, and I'll be playing in the Prem. I promise you.
He's like fast, quite strong, and can smash the ball quite hard. But like, he's not like an elite athlete with like
so
elite performer.
He's an elite athlete. He's just not an elite
athlete.
Footballer. You know what I mean? Like, he's got all the athletic capabilities that any man would ever want. If you're into running, and running very quick, he's got it all. Sudakov is the young one. So Sharapenko's only 25, mine. So cut me some slack.
Slovakia Romania is the one we've got up next, and again, I think coming into this match, both teams would have bitten your hand off to still be in the fight, going for it. So they'll be watching what happens with Ukraine, Belgium, of course, but like, really, who's going to go through? Well, they've got Dragusin up front. That'll be hilarious. I guess maybe Dragus.
That's amazing. I'd love. Oh, he's actually 180% there, Dragusin. He's a right centre back.
But this will be a bum fight, won't it? This will just be a smashing. Let's go for it. Like, we need to beat them. From both teams.
This will be interesting because Lebok, Duda, they've got a decent back line, decent midfield. Front three isn't amazing, but Romania have impressed, really, haven't they? Like, if we're being honest, like Stanichu and Dennis Mann. Like, Dennis Mann's been around for, like, he was like a wonder kid before Wonder Kids. Dragusin, they could cause not that it would be an upset if they kind of beat them here, but like, we could see Romania easily in the knockouts. If things go well from here, knowing that everyone's on 3 points.
Yeah, because the goal from Stanichu and then some of the stuff that we've seen from the Romanians, like, they have a bit of wow factor in their ranks.
Biting them as well, don't they? Yeah.
But they'll go for it. They'll take the shot.
Who had the clearance off the line yesterday for Belgium? Or maybe they didn't actually. Oh, was it Castagne? Somebody cleared a ball off the line for. It was like rolling in from Romania. I managed to catch a bit of it. But yeah, like you said, they are willing to take shots and take risks where maybe other teams, probably prefer just to pass the ball around the opposition's 18-yard box for a while. So yeah, I can't fault it.
A super tight one, I think. And then, yeah, Portugal, we mentioned them earlier. They're kind of home and hosed. Much rotated team. I think Ronaldo will be upset not to start and try and get another goal or something, since he's still chasing all these records and all the rest of it. We've got Semedo on 50% to start here. I've seen that question in the chat earlier. But yeah, this is mad rotated. I think Portugal would be crazy not to mad rotate for this one. But and I know they were great last night and all the rest of it, right? But Roberto Martinez is just not a Portugal manager, is he?
No, it feels a bit wrong. I don't like how managers aren't of the nation of their
Really?
nation that they're managing. Yeah, I don't like it. I think there's something just I don't know. I don't know. I just don't love it. But they look really good yesterday. They made Turkey look like little kids. Genuinely, like the way they were getting out and beating the press and just literally having free reign in midfield, like. Wasn't it Vitinha and whoever else was playing midfield at the time was just they had just yards to just kind of take. And yeah, Neto looked great when he came on. I didn't watch the first half. I was still streaming, so I missed it. But Neto looked really dangerous. So yeah, I'm not surprised that he's going to get a start. Like Felix, have we seen Felix at all? Did he come on in that first game? I can't remember.
I've not seen him at all.
He definitely didn't feature last game. Did you see Giancarlo Ramos? He got taken out by the steward. One of there was a fan coming on the pitch at the end of the game for Ronaldo, obviously, and he's been wiped out by a steward. And I mean, like wiped out, like almost injured, wiped out type of thing. Like he was limping off. You could see it in the camera. It was a funny one. But yeah, Jota probably deserving a start as does Neto. Middle three, yeah, Neves didn't look convincing yesterday, if I'm being honest. That's Ruben Neves, sorry, not João. But Georgia have been the surprise package for me. They really have.
Mamardashvili get lots of praise and plaudits, huge scores, huge save counts, everything. And yeah, when you've got that, kind of what we thought about Ukraine coming into this, when you've got that at the back and then you've got some guys up front, like international football, you can have a shot, kind of thing. And Georgia have been kind of having a good bash at it. Mika Tuadze has been my rivals hero for both Georgia games, getting decisives, which has been brilliant. And yeah, like this Portugal team, but is still like could be first strength for a number of nations in this competition. So although highly rotated, they will also be highly motivated and highly capable of still putting in as good of a performance, you would think, if they can get the rub of the green and the bounce of the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, Georgia upset. I wouldn't rule it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, neither would I. Not at all.
And then the last one we've got here is Turkey. I think someone tried to give us the phonetics of it before, so sorry, that's my best attempt. Arda Güler is 90% on here, so maybe word out from the campus he is good to go. Ferdi Kadioglu, Akayadin, Demiral's in now, and Mulder make up the back four in front of Gunnock. I think this team's been quite consistent throughout the group stages in terms of who's been picked and selected. And it does look like a good team, The Czech Republic haven't been quite as easy to put away as other teams would have hoped, I suppose. Big Suchek, Kufal, Cherny, Holzik, Schick.
Yeah, they had like a stupid amount of shots yesterday. I was noticing because I had that tactic on the rivals, and I think there was like 5 shots between like Holzik and Cherny and Schick from like the first 50 odd minutes of the game. But I think this one's quite evenly matched, honestly, in a weird way.
Could go either way for sure.
Yeah, like Turkey should dominate the ball and stuff. And it's just if Arda Güler and Co can kind of break them down. Turkey do have the better team for sure. But I don't know, man. These games are just weird. They're just so weird. Like sometimes that just does not matter. It's about who takes their chances and when, I guess. But yeah, that game will be interesting because there's obviously bits riding on it for both.
Yeah. And if someone's asking if they've got Jota for Portugal or Oyarzabal, who would they play? Now, Jota against Georgia could do really well. Jota is Oyarzabal could take a penalty. It's kind of the random factor of this, but he could just be like, he could just do quite well against Albania. But as we mentioned with Albania before, they're not coming into this game dead and beaten. But Jota, I think Jota's a guy that could play 60, 70 minutes, get 18 AA and a couple of decisives, maybe just with crossing the balls and tap-ins and stuff like that. So I'd be inclined to take Jota personally, but I think both are on at start. It's really your own. If you fancy Spain to run over Albania, which I think they might, then maybe you want to go with as well, being that kind of centre figure in the Morata position. Who would you pick, Harry?
Probably Oyarzabal, I think.
You go.
Well, yeah, it's an easier game.
Yeah.
In a way. I don't know. Who are Portugal playing against? Georgia, isn't it? I don't know. It's tough. Who gets more minutes? Probably. I don't know. They probably both get 60 if we're being honest.
Yeah, 60,
maybe
70.
70. Yeah. It's tough. It's actually really, really tough. Really tough.
I think the AA splits it for me. So I think Jota could just. Oyarzabal can get some AA, don't get me wrong, but if he doesn't get a decisive, he's not going to help you. Jota could maybe scrape his way into the 50 zone,
Potentially, yeah. In a game where they even with a second string team, they probably still dominate, don't they? So, yeah. Maybe I'm changing my tune a little bit. Yeah, maybe I'd go Jota, sorry.
I wouldn't take Jorginho because he's not on for playing for Italy.
He didn't feature last game, did he? I don't think. I think he was.
No, he was getting slammed as well by the manager, saying he's got to use the ball more and all that kind of thing, and that's why Fagioli's coming in alongside Barella and Fratesi. So I wouldn't use Jorginho at all. He is on penalties though, so if he does start, he's kind of good to have for that insurance policy element of him, I suppose. But sure. I wouldn't touch Jorginho. Emre Can's not on to start. The Germany team is meant to be identical to what we've had thus far, so no start for Emre Can.
Yeah, that's the consensus, isn't it? Same team.
And Semedo is on to start by all accounts. Yeah. I could see this actually being Dalot on the left and Semedo on the right rather than what's displayed here, because Dalot plays both sides, Semedo not. So I wouldn't let that influence. If Semedo's playing, he's playing on the right, for me.
Yeah.
See how it goes, obviously. It's bloody Roberto Martinez, he could do something crazy like that, but I don't think he would, but I wouldn't rule that out.
Yeah, you can't rule that one out, can you?
No. So, yeah, that's the Euros. We've got a wee bit of Copa America action as well. I'll just kind of put these teams on, Harry, and if there's anything you want to say about any of them, feel free, but I don't think I'm going to have too much.
No, I know Jamaica played last night, just on a random one. I think they lost, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah, they're playing Mexico. Both teams are on screen if you want to see it.
Oh, no, that's been done. That's done. They played last night. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's 1 a.m. So, so we're starting with America, Bolivia.
You got him, yeah.
Strong team, man.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think it'll be more of like a 4-2-3-1. So Reina in the 10.
Yeah.
McKennie. To be fair, that looks a bit different to what I thought I saw. I've seen predictions thinking Pepe's going to start over Balogun.
Yeah,
I know it's 50-50, yeah. But yeah, 4-2-3-1, Weah one side, Pulisic the other, Pepe up front, Reina in the 10. I've seen, the one I saw had Musa right back, which definitely not happening because Scali's been good. So it must be Musa and McKennie as the sixes. And then, it was obviously Tyler Adams probably misses out due to, not being like fully fit and whatever.
And we've got Panama, Uruguay. Panama team, if anyone's after it. Uruguay,
decent team. There's legs in there. There's goals. Valverde, Ugarte, Pellistri, Nunes. It's a fun one. And then it's the battle of the Flamengo boys in midfield. De La Cruz or the other guy that I'm not going to try and pronounce.
De La Cruz. Oh, yeah, Arrasqueta. It's one of those ones, once you can say it, you can say it. Isn't it?
Yeah, just tell me it once, I'll be fine.
Paraguay, Colombia. Paraguay on screen here. Miguel Almiron on the wing. Adam Barriero, who I've seen him. He's getting linked to Europe, I think, maybe somewhere. I don't think he's getting that many cards, but he's got a picture. Enciso, Junior Alonso, Balbuena, Coronel. Decent wee Paraguay team here for cards.
Ramon Sosa as well. He's been like the boy in Argentina like big
Oh, yeah.
teams looking. Yeah, his scores on Sorare have been absolutely mental.
In Colombia, it's not a vintage Colombia, is it? James Rodriguez, but is in the team. I was going to say there is no James Rodriguez, but there is.
Yeah, he's kind of making a comeback of some capacity. I don't know what what capacity you could call it, but yeah, he is alive and playing football, which is fun.
Still no cards. That's a wee bit gutting. No Falcao, obviously. Breaks our hearts every time we see it.
No.
And then we've got Bruce Hill against Costa Rica. Costa Rica team on screen if anyone's after it. Good luck to you, any of you that are going to be running them out. In Brazil, we've got Captain Danilo and Arana and the fullbacks. Militao, Marquinhos, centre back in front of Alisson. And otherwise, the team I think has been quite consistent throughout the first match or two they've had. João Gomez, Paqueta, Bruno. That's a great midfield, eh? Full Premier League midfield. They're just like Scotland now.
and they could have Luiz as well, which obviously was Premier League, but now moving to Juve. The only thing that might change is that Ariana at left back. So he's been the left back for the last two training games, but today is like the big test basically to see who they actually play, because Wendell's been really good. So I've got a Wendell and I've had to patch him, I think, for this game week just in case, because we're not going to know until today, basically after the deadline, who they actually go with. That one's the only flip, I think. The rest, it takes care of itself.
No Peru or Canada. No Chile, Argentina yet. Ecuador, Jamaica, nothing yet. Let's see if we've got it on the other place. Let's see, Cannonball. I don't think we've got an Argentina team. We've got a Peru team. So we'll put Peru and Argentina on. So we've got them in case any of you guys have got cards. Peru team is on the screen here for you. Galese, Zambrano, Callens, and Araujo. Nice to be back free there. Quispe, Andy Polo, a few heroes and legends knocking about. And then Argentina playing Chile. What a front three that is. Di Maria and Messi. Julian Alvarez through the middle. That's a great team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fullbacks are the weak point spot.
Yeah, I watched the game versus Canada midweek. To be fair, Canada gave them a wicked game, mate, by the way. Like, wicked game. They played on Atlanta's field, but they've changed Atlanta's field into a non-synthetic field now. Like, it's got a bit of grass on it, and it was just shocking. Like, all the Argentinian players said it's like the worst pitch they've ever played on, and all this stuff. Like, they were lucky to get through. And
I seen that.
Everything.
Yeah, I seen it. It's finally got it. I think they're changing the surface now, but I think that's where it's got to now with Atlanta, where they're going to change the whole surface.
No, it has been changed. As in, like, it was 4G. Yeah, it was 4G, but obviously you can't play 4G in this tournament or whatever. So they've changed it to grass, with a bit of grass. I don't know how the split goes, like 70-30, whatever. And then they've still complained. So I don't know what for the World Cup, they're obviously going to have to figure something out. But it didn't look as bad as that Frankfurt pitch, to be honest. So yeah, not ideal for either tournament, I guess. But Argentina weren't convincing, mate. Honestly, like, they weren't unbelievable. Messi missed two of the craziest chances you'll ever see. Like, he had two one-on-ones. Is it Krapau in goal? I think it was Krapau. Yeah. He had a blinder, to be fair. He had like 40 AA. He had a really good game. And for the goal as well, it should have been a penalty, to be fair, but they just let play on, and Alvarez had a tap in. But what's that Charlie saying? Alvarez might be injured. He might be, but he looked fine in the game. Maybe it's something that was bothering him after. But Chile Argentina is going to be a bloodbath. There's going to be cards. There's going to be all sorts.
Blood and snorters and everything else. I can see that for sure. Do you want to show us the matchups tab again so we can see any non-international stuff we've got going on? So I've kind of just went into that wee vortex of it all, and I think, do we have like MLS to look at, or was it just like China?
No MLS. There's China. There's one Brazil. There's bits of China, obviously. There's a few bits in Brazil actually. Bahia, Braticano, Mineiro have a double game week. If anyone has Mineiro cards, or we do have a tiny sprinkle of J League. But Contender is open. Sorry. Jack said, you can't have more than 10 limits. If
Talking
you
about
have
the
10, can you
semi-pro
play? I think it's 10 or less, isn't it? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I think if you have 10, it's kind of fine. I think. But yeah, J League, Brazilian. Oh, there's a bit of K League as well. Oh, we do have the Espanyol Oviedo playoff final.
Oh yeah.
Which is pretty fun. Yeah, mainly Brazil, K League, J League, China, one Spanish second division playoff game. I think that might be it.
I've got a decision, Harry. Alexander Callens playing Canada, or Joki Anderson playing Serbia. And then I can play my Euro team in 240, which is because I've got All Black in England. Yeah, it's not great. Or maybe it is.
Might get good AA. I'd go Joachim Anderson personally, even though Callens is being good actually, and he's got a massive. If you're playing in 240, maybe I'd go Callens, just because if you get you a 60 on 14%, you're kind of laughing, right? So like that's 70 points there, and he's outscored his L15 by 18. So
yeah,
not saying he's definitely going to do that, but he's probably got a half decent chance.
So I could do that for 240. I could just go full Spain attack way. a wee defense.
That's actually fun. That's actually not a bad two, honestly, because all three of those sort of Spain boys could get decisives. It's just whether or not Oblak can stay alive, basically, which I think is relatively possible.
And is like taking Callens out of that, and maybe putting Robertson in, would that be a good enough one for the thing? Do we think? Or maybe
for the Euro lineup.
Yeah, I was thought about dinging it because I've not done well with it. I've not got many players, but now maybe it's my game week. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I play my Spain boys in here with Robertson and Oblak, and maybe we do something.
Well, Depay's got to be the striker for you if you play that, surely.
Over Oyarzabal.
Go double forward. Apparently, Ferran's not going to start either. Charlie says.
Boo!
He reckons Yosselu, Olmo, Oyarzabal.
Interesting. Does that other place have a?
He'll definitely feature. I'd be shocked if he didn't feature.
I don't know. They've got Torres on as well, by the way.
They've got Torres on.
Yeah. Oyarzabal 50-50. Yeah, I don't think Oyarzabal would play wide. I think he plays central, and I think he'll get the minutes from him. So yeah, if we've just got some China stuff like that, we're kind of just getting the teams firmed up, and then it's deadline time, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've got all my lineups to do. I think I know roughly what to do, but
it shows we've got. Well, I try and sweat mine out.
So now that even though Wendell's a AAA on Sorare data, 100% apparently he's going to start. I'm not convinced. So I have to go out and buy a little Tim Ream the Dream to patch me. But yeah, captain choice is the big one here, I think. Because I want to captain Rodrigo, but I'm fairly certain he doesn't play 90 minutes. Where Vinny has a better chance of playing 90 minutes for me, but doesn't seem to score as well as Rodrigo for Brazil, because Rodrigo does like to take corners and stuff. So that's my worry between those two. It's like, can Rodrigo do enough in 65 minutes basically to warrant captaining him over Vinny? That's the decision I'm.
It's a tough split.
With. Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
I take Vinny personally. I think Vinny's.
I think so as well.
Neymar mode,
he's got to show up because Neymar visited them as well yesterday at the training ground in LA. So he's hopefully he can. Wow, Zinchenko's moved to a AAA.
Wowzers.
So yeah, for this one, I mean, I can't risk Costa in the main lineup, so Bart has to play. I'm sorry to say, Quinny, but I'm hoping Big Sob fills in the Scots today.
Cheers.
Sorry, mate. Well, you know what? I don't mind if. I'd actually prefer you to win as long as he gets a decisive. I don't care. That's the mode I'm in. Defense is a weird one. Would you say Christensen or Zinchenko?
Zinchenko.
Would you against Belgium?
Yeah, because I think Zinchenko is capable of, even in a bad game, like 8 to 10 AA, and because of where he plays and stuff like that, like
I don't know. I think it's quite worrying. Like Christensen just doesn't lose the ball, and imagine how many like passes he could get in a game like this. It's a tough one.
But Vlahovic and Mitrovic want to be easy to get duels off of. There'll be fouls and stuff.
Yeah, it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Now, Doku plays on the left wing, Irby. Zinni's a left back. So they won't be meeting each other.
Yeah, Charlie makes a good point that they might not score, but like they could.
Yeah. If I'm playing Christensen, I'm hoping, obviously, like I'm playing him because I think they're not going to concede type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Denmark clean sheet is probably quite safe.
Yeah,
in terms of waiting for Zinchenko to get something, but I think Zinchenko's talisman, from that deep spot and swinging a ball in.
Set pieces as well, which is big.
Yeah.
But like defensively, look how well he scored last game, by the way. 10 duels won is mental.
Yeah.
For somebody that's like not that athletic type of thing. Like he does like to put a foot in or whatever.
I'd be going Zinni.
Would you?
Zinni for peak, man.
Zinni for peak, I agree with you. Charlie. I think the safest option is Christensen, but the peaky option is Zinchenko. So it's basically, do I want safe or do I want potential peak, potential disaster class?
I'm not sure Depay smashes, to be honest with you.
That's my only option. So
yeah. So I think you need the peak elsewhere. What was Ganikov? Would you not take him? Or is he dicier for you?
Not after not playing last game.
Fair.
Against Belgium, like it's the toughest matchup I have, really, out of all my players.
It doesn't look like it, Toby. It looks like Portugal keep the same goalkeeper.
Yeah. Isn't Doku on the right if Trossard starts? No, I don't think so.
I don't think you move Doku.
Yeah, you don't move Doku from left wing. He's a left winger all day long. Yeah, it's a tough one because Zinchenko know Trossard very well. So, that could be an interesting one. I think I'm going to go Christensen. I'm sorry. I don't want the upside. I'm worried. I'm worried that things could go wrong. And then in midfield is probably Modric. Captaincy, I think I am going to go Sob. All set pieces. They need to win that game. He's hasn't trained for 2 days, which doesn't look good, but we'll have to just patch it. And then here, I don't think I can put out a full team realistically. Unless we think
check
Diaz
what my
plays.
strength indicator is on this.
Zinchenko in midfield. Yeah, that's worrying to me a little bit, that. Especially against a Belgium. Just gets dominated by Onana. That does worry me a little bit. Yeah, Doku's past his Ren days, Irby. Come on. He's a Man City boy now. Just City boy, he's on City wages. The boy plays left wing when he wants to play left wing.
Zinchenko in midfield is more likely, Toby thinks, for Michaelenko maybe.
More though.
The defender card, but more final third passing.
Wow. Yeah, if they get the ball off Onana and De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's my word. I agree. Yeah, he will get more final thirds, but Jesus. Or will he though? I don't know. Because at the left, at left back, there's less pressure on you. You can easily thread balls down the wing to Mudryk and he can kind of do his thing. Surely Yaremchuk gets, or however you pronounce it, gets a fucking start after his winning goal last game, by the way.
He's not projected anywhere, is he? Even there on FD.
He was 40% to start behind Dovbyk. Dovbyk haven't fucking done anything. So basically him or Petrovic.
I was going to say I'd probably take Petkovic.
Would you?
Yeah, because he'll come from the bench for sure. In that game, there's no
you're
maybes about it. And then that time of the game, that's when it'll be won and lost with Italy, you know, like it'll be
But then
tight or they'll need, you
the
know,
Ukraine stack, Quinny, come on, the Ukraine.
Ukraine powerhouse against Belgium.
Yeah. Tobias is with me. Surely your Yaremchuk starts.
Yeah, it's hard to
I think
imagine
he
it, but
does. Like, he's done enough to start, I think, to win. He's basically kept him in the tournament. Simple as.
maybe he's not fit to start. But
Maybe, yeah. Maybe 27 minutes last game. You know what? I'm going to go Yaremchuk. Just in case. If he doesn't start, he definitely plays, like you said, with Pekovic as well. Even though Croatia, Italy's probably a tighter game. But just for the sake of... to be fair, Costa might not even play, yeah, and it ends up capitulating anyway. And then 240 super rare. Leo Jardim in goal. Double game week Bruno Fuchs.
ooh,
Which is pretty fun. Adson last night with his nearly 80 after a 34 L15 is always fun. Now, do I take Arakai? Former J-League Young Player of the Year. Because they have... This is... Look at those attacking stats from this weekend.
nice.
No decisive. But, like, surely I take him. Even though he's predicted to be bench, which I just don't really see, but maybe he does. And then extra position. I was so shocked that Akun got a start against Portugal. Yeah. Big Dimi Payet's still out injured, which is just fun. It's basically Lucas Piton to go with Jardim as the defensive stack for Vasco, who don't like keeping clean sheets.
Yeah.
Or it's Matsuoka, who plays every game but just doesn't fucking do anything. It's kind of just, yeah. Like he just enjoys not doing much.
Yeah. That's
and
a
then
tough one.
Akida's actually had not 3 shots on target last game, which is a bit mad. I'm going low threshold. I'm not going middle because I haven't got the balls.
Yeah, I don't think it's a middle team, is it?
Not really, even with a double game week for Fuchs, you can score really well, to be fair. But yeah, Akida for like safety, but like Piton's capable. Piton's capable. Matchup shocking though, isn't it? Daiki's matchup is the best, but he just doesn't do much. But do I really need him to do that much, Quinny, is the question.
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Yeah.
Probably not. Home as well against Marinos. Opposition scores really high, which is interesting. Yeah, midfielder seems to still score okay against them. He's a defender card, mind. Part of me wants to take Daiki, you know.
Just go with the guy that will do it anyway. Just
give me 40. Just give me like 10 AA or something, and I'll be kind of happy with that. And then watch Arakai not play. But then am I stupid leaving out Piton? Is the big question. Tough game. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with that. And then I have a 240 rare that probably doesn't scratch the surface, but we'll throw it in just in case. See, Schultz might be going to Qatar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be a killer.
That'd be binging, wouldn't it? I've got 55 here. Kenny will... Does Ito play? Let's have a look if Ito plays. I know Flamengo have a double game week as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Who is it? Yeah, let's go Ito. That works. I'm not risking Schultz because he's just a car crash. Ito is on to start. Yeah, nice one, Ian. Appreciate that, mate. Who am I leaving out here? I'm leaving out Usami. What did you say, mate?
Tight times.
Yeah, not much to choose from, really. This guy's got a double game week, which I'm quite inclined to get behind. But he probably doesn't outscore Luis Araujo. I've had this guy come out of nowhere, Raul Caceres. He was a blue X for me for like 2 years, playing in somewhere, and now he plays for Vitoria, and he got a cheeky little decisive against Mineiro, which is pretty fun. Is Diaz actually not going to play? That would be so disappointing. I think I'm kind of forced to go with something like this.
That's good. 65 for 240.
Yeah, a little captaincy bumps it up to a little 68, but that doesn't account for the double game week. Leaving out Schultzy, boy. Wow. How times have changed. Yeah. Usami. Okay. I think that's all I can really do unless I just patch a few four-mans in. Diaz or Diaz not going to play. Well, I've got Louis Diaz in here. Are we on about... obviously, there's Ruben, but... Yeah, what are we doing about Ruben Diaz?
Was he on to play? I don't think he was.
No, he wasn't on to play, but...
Yeah, Inacio and Antonio Silva is what I've got here.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on board with that, though. Honestly. See, a lot of these, like Italy was updated 14 minutes ago, which is interesting.
Ooh.
Belgium updated 14 minutes ago as well. Did I want? Yeah, there's no Portugal.
Tight times.
35 minutes. We've got time. We've got time. Yeah, anyone got any good sources for the Portugal stuff?
I think I've just cracked a wee code for myself, so I'll just kind of put this on, Harry, while you're scrambling around with some bits and pieces. So I don't think I'm changing my main under-23 team. I'm sticking with like the kind of Euros guys I've got, with Thiago Andrade in China, who got a wee goal the other day, and Tani in goal. So I'm still kind of swinging for the fences with under-23 stuff. The other guys are all on to play. I've chosen to captain Guardiola. I think he could have a really big match against Italy. And then the All-Star team is where I've managed to put the Olmo in. Because I thought I had McGregor in here, and McGregor could be good, but he's not quite as spicy as Olmo. I'm leaving Depay in here as well as the forward against Austria. Maybe against my better judgment, but I think alongside Robbo, Kim Jin-hyun, and then Carlos Teixeira, maybe this could be a really powerful All-Star one, and I would be gutted if Depay does do something and I didn't have him in a decent team, but maybe still open to changing that. And both the Super Rare ones, I've not got a full team out. The 240's bottom target. We've put Oyarzabal in ahead of Yangel Herrera, just going for those decisives from the attackers, and hopefully the Scottish guys carry a bit of weight with some AA and stuff. Maybe there's an argument to put Callens or Illich in here, maybe, but it's 4-man and 3-man teams, so I'm not too particularly bothered. But 240 rare, I've managed to put Callens, and then the McGregor can come in here alongside Hebert, Limer, and All Black, and mid-target for that feels really, really good. And then I do have 2 McGregors, so I've managed to make a Scotland-Spain like 220 kind of hybrid with the Angus Gunn goalkeeper, Ralston, Ferran Torres, Callum McGregor, and then the Oyarzabal. Could I fit? I think I maybe could fit Depay in here. Then it's Depay in 220 over. In our lineup, he's 46 points, maybe actually. No, he's 45. So I could put Oyarzabal or Memphis in here. I like Memphis for starting, but just because there's a wee bit of fear going around that maybe Weghorst gets a nod or something, makes me a wee bit para. I think Oyarzabal will start. I don't think there's much question about that. If this is the level Spain rotate to, I think he plays for Morata. No, I'm going to leave it here because I think Holland have got a bit more on the line, don't they? Holland still need to, they're on 4 points. I don't have they got much. I don't think they want to lose, do they? Number one. And if they did lose, they could fall into third, and that'll make the next round harder, I think, doesn't it? See the tree
apparently Skorupski's going to play against France, by the way.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Who said that?
This Yippee Kaye guy's put in the Sorare Inside community. Szczesny will not play against France. Probs Skorupski.
Oh my god. Can we have a team? Oh, could I play a super rare team? I might do that, by the way, for fun. That would be fun. Will we do it?
Yeah.
I think we'll do it. So we can get Big Lucas a game. Oh, please, man. Please don't tease me like this. He didn't play the friendly, but they played Bilka.
Well, mate, that's what I mean. Like, I know, that's what Ollie said. It's either Skorupski or Bulka. If Szczesny's not going to play. But I can.
And then, so who do we take for the 5th man? Harry boy. Sakanikov, Christie from the bench, Illich maybe starts against Denmark. Sakanikov or Illich is kind of really the choice, but
I mean, doesn't Illich have a better chance of starting and it's a better matchup, even though it's not great, it's still better than Belgium for Sakanikov, right? In most ways.
I don't know.
I think it is.
So we want Sakanikov, do you think?
I don't know. I wouldn't, even though I'm playing him because I'm forced to, but like
you take Illich.
If I had the choice of like a more guaranteed start, I've got to say I would. Probably go there, honestly.
I think Illich might have got some sets in with that 80. I didn't realise how high it was yet.
I think he did,
Captain McGinn. Oh, let's cross our fingers, guys. Let's go for it. Euro Super Rare, last game of the group. If the rotation happens, we're in. And then this has probably butchered these 4-man efforts, which I don't really care anyway. Let's just delete that. Let's see if we can make a 4-man 220 effort still. Yeah, we can. Callens, Yanghill, Sakan. Look at this wee Girona stack. Isn't that fun? And then we've got Christie, Quatra, Kuto. Kuto's not going to come on, is he?
Probably not.
No, he played against Mexico. Was that a friendly, but?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Danilo's been captain. Didn't play against the Yanks and Costa Rica. Costa Rica would be a great game for him to play, but maybe. So Quatra might come off the bench because he does make sub appearances against the likes of Guatemala stuff like that. So he might appear. I think Christie's a certainty to appear, but out the 3, so that probably makes my mind up a bit easier. And then I'm probably. How did Yanghill score against their? Yeah, he didn't do too bad. Who did they play again? Ecuador. I think I would take maybe Callens as captain against Canada. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, cool. We go bottom target on this. And that feels like it's got a wee bit of a shot. And then is there a bit of a 220 throwaway effort that can be done with the DNP keeper quickly. Where are we? Baraza for luck. There we go. Do we have anyone in training or whatever? So we've got Quattro, we've got Kuto. Let's put Kuto in. 37, nice and cheap. Yeah, no mids. So I can't do a throwaway, no forwards. Okay, fine. Doesn't bother me. Awesome. We've got some training teams to fix, but and then Harry boy, have you got yourself sorted?
I've just purchased a card, Quinny.
Ooh,
whopping £5. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Jesus Navas.
Oh, mate, that could be a masterstroke. I hope that comes in for you.
Little deep sea diver on a Jesus Navas. I don't mind that. It kind of keeps this alive as long as even though Saganikov and Costa are probably doubts, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that I've got a couple of more stars in there. It's kind of all I can do, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that works just about. I'm going to captain him as well, just in case he just pops off. You never know. Monday night under the lights.
Yeah.
What do I need
That's
to
good.
do? Cap 240. Cap 240 super rare. I'm not going for that middle threshold. I know for a fact now I'll end up hitting it, and it's just going to hurt me. But we cannot take risks.
Nah, just go get that. Just go get that low one and just go lock it in. Illich all day. Yeah,
it's got to be Illich, hasn't it?
I'm quite hyped for this, man. I so hope this isn't a troll on me and Skorupski does play. I've got my hopes up now. I know it's against France and they're probably going to score 4 goals anyway or something, but I can dream. And if I get him in the starting lineup, I'll still be buzzing. I'll be hyped. You know, I'll have a Super Rare Euro entry, which might be fun. Like, fucking crush your fingers.
Very fun. Yeah. Could be very fun.
It could be. Nice wee Scotland base in it. Shame there's no Tierney. That's a gutter.
I know. Gutter. Not under 23. We want 240, don't we? We want 240.
Navas, you might get a wee bit of La Liga action out of as well from Irby.
Yeah, that's a good point, Obi. Fair play. Yeah. Didn't think of that. Yeah, that would be fun. So
but Navas, Torres, Oyarzabal, all these guys get spawny decisives in these kind of international games.
100% they will. 100%.
You know, they could do, no problem.
Agree. Completely agree with you.
Spain are just like that. Just tiki-taka out their face.
We've got to play Luis Diaz somewhere, haven't we? Or Luis Diaz.
Yeah. I really hope it's Skorupski. Bulka played a friendly, but so that worries me. But Skorupski's just finished in the top of fucking Serie A with Bologna. I know there's been the whole Ravaglia thing, but come on, get to Skorupski.
Yeah, I think he's got a chance. I think he's got a chance because they might give Bulka. Wouldn't that be Bulka's first appearance? I'm assuming. I don't know, but the one you're referring to, I reckon that was just like, you know what, give him a game. Yeah.
National team, yes, his first senior cap. You're right.
Okay, yeah. So that's my thinking on that one.
Skorupski, how many senior caps do you hold, big man? Must be a few, by the way. So I think he's a number 2 for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 9.
Okay.
Go on, Skorupski. Come on. Hopes are up. Hopes are up. Dreams are happening.
Come on, Skorupski. Playing a little punty to under 23 team, which won't have a goalkeeper. Just for a bit of training.
Here's another one, Harry. Oyarzabal or Højbjerg is your extra.
It's got to be Højbjerg.
Yeah, AA potential.
All day long. Yeah, not even a question, I don't think.
Imagine you take the piss and do 45 each. I would be fuming, by the way. Unless Skorupski comes on and gets a pen save or a LMT, then they bother. But
yeah.
I'm actually got a wee bit of optimism now from my game week. I was talking to my bride earlier, and like the rivals has been great. and all that stuff. But the SO5 has been pretty minging for a week or two, hasn't it?
Yeah, he threw his toys out the pram, didn't he? He started selling everyone.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he couldn't win for love nor money, and he decided to sell a lot of his Euro boys.
Yeah, I think you get a wee bit of that. A wee bit of buyer's remorse can come in when you go and buy a super rare Casteels the day before the tournament starts.
Right, yeah. 100%.
So, fair enough if he's wanting to balance his skills.
Yeah, just thinking he scored pretty well yesterday. Castile, I just don't know whether he had other pieces around him to score well.
Oh, I'm so glad there's no Chesney, by the way. I really don't like Chesney as a top-end goalkeeper. Like, that makes me quite happy. Oh, please, Skorupski, man. Come on, big man.
Come on, the Skorupski.
We need more of that Bologna fingerprint in the Euros. It's been doing well so far for a few other teams, Switzerland in particular.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder if Belgium rotate, but no, Belgium are not going to rotate. Goalkeeper, isn't he?
Oh, USG manager at St. Pauli. That's a good move. Good move for St. Pauli. I was kind of worried what they would do with their manager after the Brighton thing happened. I was worried that they would maybe get somebody crap and boring, like Bundesliga safe man,
Yeah.
But a guy like that could be fun.
Yeah, that could be. Have you done your training lineup? Sorry, Quinny.
I have, nothing too fancy to report. But I think, I'll put this on screen again. So we're going the Super Rare. I got a wee bit excited when I looked at the prize pools here. Boxes are cool and all the rest of it, but top 50 get cards, and as we know, the quality of the cards for these tournaments has been quite high. So top 50, I can see myself getting top 50 with a Super Rare team. That's not beyond me, I don't think.
Especially if McGinn pops.
And then this will be 220. I know it's a 220, but I really don't know what to do this way. Isabel. No, I'm just going to leave him.
Yeah, you can't overthink 220s too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I need to share on Robbo in this team. Olmo is the man, but then Depay is on to play by all accounts, isn't he? I think it's just a wee bit of Ronald Koeman's the type as well. Yeah. Koeman's a stubborn type that does his own thing. He's not a guy that kind of bows to pressure and whatnot. Yeah, Memphis is cool. Let's just stick with Memphis. Olmo making his debut, that'll be fun for me as well. Teixeira making a bit of a debut. Is he on to play? I'm actually kind of just assuming too much for him.
Teixeira, he came off the bench last game, so this.
Is that why I'm assuming that? Yeah.
Yeah, he got a chance. I'd be shocked if he didn't.
It does say he's on the bench here when I'm on data right now.
Yeah, but they just go off last game, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Especially with like rogue leagues like that.
Mizu. Where are they in the league? Guys, let me know what you think. Mizu, bottom end. Conceded 18 goals in 15 games. Oh, God. Help me out, guys. With the Teixeira, if there's anything to know or worry about, let me know now.
I was building lineups yesterday, and somebody said that, like, who has him type of thing. They said they expect him to play. So
okay, well, that's good.
And they follow it a bit closer than I do. So yeah, I think you're good. I think you're in a good position.
How much is that keeper again? So I'm just 54. What was All Black? I think there's a big difference in price between those two. Yeah, 47. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I may be in the zone of overthinking it a little bit now. I get that way. And deadline shows you guys know sometimes, but I'll be if he doesn't play, I'll be mad gutted. But if Robbo pops and whatnot, but no, I've got enough going on. I'm quite chuffed. I think it's Adams, to be honest with you, Toby. We've seen on Predictify that they've got Shankland. I'm looking at Inside at the moment. They've got Adams, but I don't see Adams. I don't see the Scotland team changing on this one from the last game. I think they'll keep up the same thing. Maybe Shankland comes on a bit earlier in this game than what he did in the last one, depending on how the game state is, what the scoreline is and whatnot. Lunik physically looked very good, and that game was 10 days before this one. Yeah, aye, Lunik's the man, isn't he? He's got his finger on the pulse for this stuff. To share that is cheers, my man, for the peace of mind. 2 Euro lineups for Jacob here. He's going with Gunn, Mittelstad, Gundo, Trossard, and Kokchu. Really strong team that is, isn't it? Need Trossard to score, and then you're right alive. Team 2, Dubravka, Upamecano, Eriksson, Ferran, Højbjerg. Ferran must be the forward. Reckon switching some players, or am I overthinking? Yeah, you're asking an overthinker, so I'm going to say no. You're not overthinking, but you maybe are. I don't know, but it's okay to overthink. I think who concedes the less goals? I think all these choices are quite solid. I would maybe take the Spain forward, but over Trossard in Team 1. But that's personal bias coming into it. I just think Trossard's good and all that, but I think Ferran, you've also got Oyarzabal as well. I think both of them are right capable to get 70 in a game against Albania. You know, a couple of passes, a chance created, and shot on target goal or assist or something. You know, so I would have your Spanish forward in Team 1 personally. What do you think of all that, Harry?
Yeah, as long as you're confident, like they kind of play / like start, then yeah, it's an easier game against Albania.
Over Trossard, maybe, and then Trossard for Ferran.
Yeah, probably.
You're worried
if we don't think Ferran starts, yeah.
I think he does, but yeah, just to hedge.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. That's what I would do. I would get a Spain forward in Team 1.
Just trying to do a little sweep on Twitter just in case I'm missing anything.
Here's Elvind Johansson. He's going Gunnock, Mittelstadt, Kroos, Tadic, Mitro. Would you switch either Tadic or Mitro with Pedro Neto? Yeah, I would get Pedro Neto in, probably over Mitrovic.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, big time.
Because Tadic he's not going to smash 100 in a game like this, but he's a talisman, and Serbia will need a talisman against Denmark. So, but again, Mitrovic could be the tap-in merchant, the bully boy up front, but good chance Tadic is supplying, whether it's him or Vlahovic or whatever as well, is scoring himself a worldie or something. And Neto, Neto's just quality. I'd have him over both of them, really. I'd have picked Neto first and then decide on one of them.
Probably way better AA. Well, yeah, maybe not way better than Tadic's AA, but definitely on par, if not better, I would say.
Is my message coming through? Jack Woodward, I see it here. I have Pickford, Semedo, KDB, Mbappe. Any advice on extra? I got Bellingham, but I don't know who to go for. Pickford, Semedo, KDB, Mbappe. Who do we think is a good standalone?
Mbappe.
No, but who's the extra man? After those 4, you could do Bellingham, but he's asking us who would be a good extra man.
Should I? Which one am I looking at here? Sorry. Oh yeah, I have Pickford, Semedo, KDB. Any advice? I have Pickford, Semedo, KDB, and Mbappe. Any advice on extra? Or who else have they got outside of Bellingham? Do we know?
Semi-pro, so commons.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just like a random player for the week.
Yeah, an OP singleman.
I wouldn't say it's Bellingham for me. I would say, have a quick little look.
I like Guardiola.
Nah, not standalone.
I do, man. I do. I think against Italy.
Stinker last game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at big score players who've got everything to play for still.
I don't know. Someone like Upamecano could just walk to 50 AA, I think.
Yeah.
In a game like Poland.
Griezmann?
Again. Griezmann, but you just bank it on him actually scoring a goal or something, which... I mean, if you think Kroos plays, surely it's Kroos, no? Or did he have Kroos?
Ooh. No, Kroos could be the shout, yeah.
It's got to be
Kroos against Switzerland. Yeah, fair.
You'll smash it. There's actually not that many standouts. I think wow, yeah, you're gonna smash.
Xavi Simons against Austria.
Maybe, yeah, but you're running the risk of him getting subbed early.
Yeah. Ake.
Yeah, but I still think someone like whoever's playing against Poland is gonna have a field day for France. Just literally, you don't need to look any further than that. I'm sorry.
But do you maybe go for Theo Hernandez then for the peak?
If you
cheap bonus and stuff,
fun.
You know.
Yeah, I think Theo or Upa could be the.
That's a good shout, Harry.
Yeah. Also, I'm now having thoughts, Quinny. Do I go Jesus Navas over Modric?
Oh, why? Oh, into the team one.
into the
Well,
main.
I think Modric did shite in the last game, didn't he? But I do
Nah,
think
he got like 35 AA last game.
it was maybe the first match then.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
was the first match. He did really well. He got big chance created, everything last game.
Yeah, so that was against Albania and Spain, but that's it. Yeah, so that's kind of what I think my mind was trying to tell me. But against
30 AA
Italy,
from passing. Yeah,
he's
it
more
wouldn't be
likely to
as
do a
good.
Spain game, is he? Isn't he? You know, against
I
Zubimendi,
agree.
and
I think
he could still
somewhere in the
he could be
middle.
the best midfielder on the pitch in that game.
Him and Kovacic, yeah. It's tough. It depends, because that could be Modric's last ever game for Croatia, right? Technically,
Hmm.
if things go bad. Whereas little Jesus could just come in and blitz it, couldn't he?
Yeah, I think maybe Jesus over Christensen. Because Christensen could easily Modric could outscore Christensen very, very easily. Even if Modric only brings in a 66 for you or something, you know.
Yeah, which I would take all day long. If Modric brings in that, I'm happy with that. It's just, where do my peaks come from? It's Szoboszlai, it's hoping Depay smashes a decisive or two. But like Modric takes all set piece, like it's so hard to just take out a set piece taker, isn't it? Where
Navas for Christensen. MATCHDAY is asking if Bruno will play. Portugal are on full rotation policy for
tough,
this one.
mate. Yeah, don't bank on that MATCHDAY. I know we built lineups yesterday, but it seems more likely now that the Portugal rotate more than we kind of maybe first imagined. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. Yeah, what do we think about?
I still would put Zinchenko in team one.
I don't know. I just think it's such a tough game against Belgium with everything to play for.
Goals conceded, I keep forgetting. That's going to screw
that's
it a
the
bit.
issue, isn't it? If he was a mid, I probably wouldn't care as much, but because we've seen like Ukraine start slow, don't they? And I just worry Belgium.
They've got Trubin.
They've got Trubin. They do have Trubin. They do. I agree. I don't know.
It's just kind of maybe the way I play the game, but like see, like Christensen, who I just look at him and think he could just do 55 and be a bit of a non-event. Whereas I know Navas, even if he scooped out a decisive, could have a shocking AA game, and he's only doing 62 or something anyway. But like if Christensen gets booked, if Serbia scored 2 goals, you know, like you could do 41, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So guys like that for me never really get into my top teams. I'm more look on the bright side. Think, you know, Navas does something, or Zinchenko does his thing.
Does he get 90 minutes though, Navas? Realistically,
I was actually going to say that earlier. I think a lot of this Spain rotated team will get like past the 65-minute mark because they've not done too many off the top of my head. Certainly, anyway, I don't think they've been doing that many subs in the game so far. Let me just go and qualify that. But against Croatia, they used all 5 subs, but they made 2 of them in the last 5 minutes and 3 of them on 65 mark or so. And that was against Croatia. And then against Italy, they made all 5 subs, and they gave, it wasn't until the last 20 minutes is where they brought guys on. So that's kind of, I think 70, 80 is where the subs could happen in the Spain game rather than 60, 70 or 60, 75. For sure. I think Spain could get more minutes in those rotated players than maybe Portugal. I don't know. Portugal might, just because Georgia might give them a bit. I'm not saying Albania won't test Spain. I'm sure they will to some extent, but the Georgia game will be a wee bit tougher, and you see some of the Portuguese guys get the 60 minutes. I don't know why I'm using Portugal as an example, but
surely Navas captained Spain as well, right?
Oh, not a bad shout.
There's no one else on the pitch who's above like the age of 25.
Not a bad shout. I think the likes of Marino, if Oyarzabal plays, are like leader types in terms of, you know, guys in the dressing room and stuff. But seniority would be Navas because he's he's a legend, you know, World Cup winner, Euro winner, everything, you know. So
wasn't he Sevilla captain before Ramos?
Yeah. So it could be.
I think I'm going to change. I think I am going to go with you, Quinny, and go Navas over Christensen. I think I'm going to do it.
Double decisive Jesus, maybe. It'll be 72.
Yeah, because he's always good. If he plays 90, he could literally do like 40 AA. on like a good day.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. You've got to risk it in these big comps. You
Take
need
the
a
peak
big.
cover.
You need a big one, didn't you? You need a massive score from somebody.
If you were to put Zinchenko in there as defence, is there a different option for the extra you would pick over Christensen? 8 minutes to go.
No, not for like guaranteed start. No, I'm struggling with what I've got left. Unless Ruben Diaz was like, if we think Diaz plays, but let's just, sort of imagine he doesn't. No, I've not really got. I mean, Pekovic come off the bench, but that's not as good as Christensen from the start for me.
We have non-stick Lama here. There's no. I'm assuming you're asking about Portugal. Carvalho, he's not on the team. The team's back on screen if anyone wants to see Portugal again as we get closer to the deadline.
I think he means Carvajal, right? Would that be Carvajal?
Oh, Carvajal for Spain. Yeah, it could be.
But yeah.
But no, it's Jesus walks on this one. Give Carvajal a time to put his feet up and get ready for the knockouts.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go Zinni. Zinni captain over there, just in case that one does a bit of damage.
Upa, Jude, Ake, or VVD is the one from earlier. That's what he's worn it down to.
I think it's Upa, just for the ease of fixture. Yeah. If he plays, he just walks to 30, 40, 50 AA. I really do.
Well, Dave's making a good switch over here on the deadline.
I played that instead of Bruno. Yeah.
Portugal, I think he wanted, wasn't it? Yeah, we're talking about Dallo and stuff. There's Portugal again. I think it'll be Dallo left back, Semedo right back for what it's worth as well. With that,
I agree.
Ross, you're dead on. I don't think the AA's been great for him in this tournament, or the actual score he's brought in. Christensen, that is. Another Oyarzabal or Jota. I think we're saying Jota on that one, Yappy, just because he's a wee bit more safer. Like, you could end up with 52 in a bad game. Oyarzabal could end up with 38 in a bad game, so it's kind of...
Christensen's had 25 AA in a 1-1 draw, by the way, which would be 40 AA if they win the game.
Fair.
And he didn't miss a pass all game. He literally did not miss a pass in that first game. And in the second game, he missed 3 in the end. So he basically did like 170 passes and missed. Like, that's better than Toni Kroos, if we're talking pass percentages.
Fair.
Harry, I did warn you about Doku. He's not going to play on the right wing. And if Zinchenko plays midfield, it doesn't even matter who plays on the wing, which is what. Because Zinchenko, it all depends on if Michaelenko plays. If Michaelenko plays left back, Zinchenko plays midfield. So then, he obviously wouldn't play against either of those defenders. But, yeah.
I think Zinchenko just makes that team way more steady. Navas is not bad, obviously. We've been waxing lyrical on him. But, yeah, I think Zinni's...
Sob 100 today against the Scots.
Fuck you.
Nah, I'm saying 3-2 Scotland, sub-aside, 2 assists.
I really want it to be 3-1 Scotland. That's kind of what I've got my spidey senses on. 3-0 would be even better, but I think, I don't want us to concede more than 1. I really don't. I don't know if I see us scoring more than 2, but I really do want us to win by 2 goals, just for my own peace of mind. When I was looking at the group stage stuff and whatever, I was just like, just make sure it's all right. 4 points should be enough. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but for Scotland, like, if there's a way we can't qualify with as much style as possible, we will do it. So, like, just give us all the goal difference back that we need. You're not getting a Scotland draw today. No chance, Irby. No chance. Scotland for the win. We need Scroopsky to play as well, and then we're in paradise.
We're in business, aren't we?
Yeah. And I think maybe this last little piece, we were chatting about this earlier, Harry, as well, but we've got 2 games tonight. We've got Germany against Switzerland, and we've got Scotland, Hungary. Can we see how the match is kind of set up? Now we're 4 minutes to the deadline, guys, so we're just going to shoot the breeze with you for a wee second. And then before we go, we'll double check the deadline thing moving, which will be interesting. But yeah, that's how I'm probably going to go, just for the cards I've got, people I've got, and whatever. I think the Scotland game will be a lot of duels. You know, there will be fouls, there will be cards. I don't know how many shots there are going to be, but that's the thing where it's the real unknown. Because if you're talking about the scoreline, you're saying, Harry, that means there should be like all-out attack potential for both teams. You know,
they have to, right? They have to go for it. They've got to go for it. Both teams.
Effective clearances could be a good one as well, depending on how the game goes. And Switzerland, Germany. So this has been the one where we've also never got a forward card for the Germans. So it's been a wee bit tricky how to set them up from the beginning, hasn't it?
Unless they do somehow rotate and do play somebody like a Fulkrug or something, which it doesn't look likely, but we'll obviously know before the deadline. But like, yeah, it's an interesting one.
I'm going to say this just now, by the way. See, from the Germany games I've watched, Antonio Rudiger in every it's only 2 games. He's been shooting from like 35 yards if he gets a sight. You know, if people stand off him and just give him some ground.
Yeah.
He's going to score one in this tournament. You can just feel it. Like one will zing in or one will.
Dennis Lavro special.
Yeah, that kind of style for sure. So I think.
Like in a way, let's say Havertz does play. So if you don't have the Musiala or Wirtz forward card, you're basically screwed in a way for rivals for this game. So I think importance then lies in the Scotland-Hungary game because obviously only higher score counts, right? So like, if you can get the Scotland-Hungary game right, which is not easy because it is obviously quite an evenly matched game, that's where I think the points are going to be. Like, you know, the highest scores are going to be, I think, today. If we're talking like rivals games in any way, unless you have, you know, the Musiala forward, Musiala forward or Wirtz forward card. Yeah.
I joined this as well.
Oh, I guess there'll be rewards today as well, right?
Yeah. Rivals rewards as well, yeah. I'm back in the promotion chase. Yeah, I've got one coming my way. What does this say? 2. What's that mean? Oh, so I've already put 2 teams in for today. Is that what that is? Maybe.
I'm hoping I win some rare essence today from my 2 rare premium boxes. That would be fun. Not won an ounce of essence yet. Have you got? You said you had some limited essence, Quinny?
Yeah, I've got 5 limited essence, which I'm. This is never going to. Oh, I suppose this will only be filled up by rivals, and I guess I'm not collecting limiteds anymore. So this will just be giveaway cards. So
giveaways, yeah. It's pretty fun. Nice little way to churn out some giveaways and stuff. I'm seeing people get like someone in my, I think it was Shaforical. He won Dennis Buanga for his 3 in a row rivals like wins. He won Buanga. Like what the hell? That's insane. Quality. Yeah, I can't win a game on rivals. Like I don't know. Like last night, I played a few of the MLS cards and who went off injured for Salt Lake, their main man, Chicho Aranjo. He went off after like 10, 20 minutes. And I was just like, I can't even be bothered swapping someone here. Like, I'm just bored of this. They ended up losing the game, so it wouldn't have even mattered, I don't think, because I went full Salt Lake. But yeah, I think we're locked and loaded, aren't we? Oh, no. 10 seconds. Oh, no, we're in. We're in. Wow. So that's a funny one. So we don't have a Euro comp for the next round because we don't know we don't have another like Euros comp, if that makes sense, from what I imagine. Yeah,
we don't have the fixtures.
Right, but you don't I guess that's why. Yeah, fair. I was gonna say, obviously we don't have the fixtures, but I thought they would have still opened it in. But like, are we gonna even have a actual tourney? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I thought it was. Maybe we do get all 7. I don't know. Yeah. Like all 7 game weeks in that sense. There's a lot less on offer in the America tourney compared to this weekend, this game week that just closed because there's less teams playing. Like I don't think Argentina play in this game week. Let me check. Yeah, they don't. So like how the America tourney was for the first round of Copa America, where like Brazil didn't play and whoever, it's kind of like back to that basically.
Also, we've got a full kind of piece on some MLS stuff in the next midweek anyway.
No, because Challenger isn't open, so
Well, I've got New York playing Orlando.
Yeah, it's that's the only game.
Oh, is it? Jackpot.
Yeah. Well, you can't play him in Chow, but you can definitely play him in 240 or All-Star, actually, which is quite fun.
Yeah, quality.
Have you got Tanny for under 23?
No Tanny.
No. Could have done a nice little under 23 side, maybe. Yeah, that is actually quite fun. That.
I've only got Freeze as a rare keeper.
Right, yeah.
This is a bummer.
Yeah, that's a nice little All-Star team there, maybe. Or even 240 if you can squeeze it.
240 top target, maybe. No, maybe not. Too expensive.
Yeah, because like Maxi Morales now has got like a stupidly high L15, which makes things really awkward if you want to play him in a
we need to be
mode, isn't it?
By the way,
Go on.
it might be actually a pretty powerful team.
Yeah, could do well. Santi, Freeze. Who would it be? Santi, Freeze,
Maxi,
Talents,
Morales,
Maxi,
Andrade.
Andrade has a game, does he? Of course he has a game. Why wouldn't he have a fucking game? Honestly, China just baffles me.
Tavon, Thiago, or Ominami.
How's Ominami been?
He's been all right. It's Kawasaki these days, so it doesn't go do bad, but it's just not how often it does good.
Yeah.
Martins is just minging. I'd maybe put Gray in, he's better.
Yeah, probably Gray. Andrade plays every 4 years. That fail. Like actually, like legitimately does. It's mental.
I don't know if Maxi will start, but I've got Parks. I've got Sam.
I think he will. He played well yesterday, even though they didn't win the game.
Shoot for the stars.
What time will we get? Surely we get rewards pretty early today, no? Or maybe not. No, maybe I'm just being...
I'm not too sure.
But
Kawasaki have been shite this year as well. Yeah, so they've been conceding goals and stuff. But maybe go Tavon. We'll wait for the predicted 11s a wee bit closer to the time. But we are in the deadline, Harry. We are in game week 3 of the European Championships on Sorare. I think we're all getting locked and loaded for the conclusion of Group A tonight. Scotland and Hungary, Germany and Switzerland. It should be a good one. Good luck to everyone that set their teams and their lineups ahead of the game week already. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Harry, as always, couldn't do it without you, my man.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you for having me, and good luck to the Scots tonight.
Thanks a lot.
I do hope you do. I'll be honest. I do. Even though I want Soboslai to score really well, I do hope that you're going to do it. So yeah, up to Scots.
On to Scotland. Good luck, everyone. See you on the next one.